Thokozani, Amagwini, Molweni, and hello and welcome to my channel once again. Igama lami nguGogo Unyoniyezwe, or you can call me Rachel, or you can call me Pinky. Those are my names, and doesn't really matter which one you use, as long as there's respect between one another. That's all that matters. I'm not very concerned as to which name you want to use. It doesn't really matter, because it doesn't really do anything, you know. Hello and welcome to my channel once again. So it's been 2 weeks since I did my last video. There's a lot that's been happening. There's a whole lot that's been happening. My husband was injured and I was not feeling well, so yeah, there's just been a whole lot that's been happening, but nonetheless, I'm back, I'm fine, I'm healthy, I'm strong. Husband's doing much better. The last video was actually quite long, so which is why I decided that I'm gonna make shorter videos, man, just so that you guys don't get bored while watching. I know once I start speaking, I go on and on and on, because there's just a whole lot to share. But I'm gonna try and make my videos less than 30 minutes long, because I want you guys to listen to the end, and I want you guys to grasp as much as you can. And if a video is long, then I know that it's gonna be impossible for you. Some people get bored, you know, so I don't want to bore you guys. So I think I'm gonna keep my videos less than 30 minutes. And like I said from my last video, that I'm gonna try to upload 3 videos per week. That's my maximum. Minimum at least 2 videos per week, depending on how busy I am, because apart from being a healer, I'm also a wife. I've got 3 children and I've got a house to look after, so there's just a whole lot of other things that I must do besides my healing work. So so that's why I'm saying I'm gonna at least try to upload at least 2 videos, maximum 3 videos per week, because and also what I've decided to do is I thought that it would, after watching my first video that I uploaded, I realized that the story times take up a lot of time, you know, because you just go on and on. So what I will do is I will still speak about my experiences, right, all the things that I've been through, hoping that it will help someone out there. But what I'm gonna try and do now, I'm gonna have like topics that I'm speaking about, you know, through my experiences. So what I'm gonna be speaking about now, okay, I'm gonna be continuing speaking about my journey and witchcraft, because that made my journey a whole lot difficult, a whole lot scary, a whole lot traumatic. And it was something that you know, witchcraft, I knew it was something that existed, but I never really took it to heart, and I never really thought that all the things that I would hear from others really happened, until I got to go through all those experiences. So okay, so one of the reasons why I feel that I need to share my experiences It's because of the pain that I feel when I see what is happening out there. And for someone who have gone through most of the things, I feel that it is my mission, like my duty, to be able to share what I went through, so that others out there can learn, you know, because I know there's still quite a lot of people that are going into this journey, and they don't know what to expect. It must be like that. Obviously, you can't go into something like this and expect to know everything, because you must learn, you must go through all the things. But some of the things that people experiences are not supposed to be part of their journey. Some are just unfortunate experiences, you know. So that's why I want to share my experiences, share my journey, so that people get to be aware, people get to understand, even if they do go through the same experiences, but at least they would have heard from someone who did, and they would at least know how to react, you know. So that's my main reason why I want to do this. And I feel so passionate about it, because even through my work, I'm a healer, right? So I heal using herbs, obviously, but I also heal others by sharing my experiences by what I've been through, you know. All the wisdom that I gained through this journey, I believe that it was not for me to keep to myself. Yes, obviously there are some things that I cannot share, that I have to keep to myself, because that was just meant for me. But there are other things that I feel that I need to share with people, so that they can be aware, so that they can be equipped, you know. Because as I said before, that I wish that I met someone like me, or maybe there are others out there online, but I was just never into social media, because I heard a lot of things about social media, about a whole lot of horrible things, you know. So I just didn't want to. And even when I got to Epihlweni, my Gobela at the time was like, here you don't use social media, because she got the previous Matwasa that she had, they would ask her things that they saw online, but why aren't you doing this, why aren't you doing this? Whereas yeah, so I was just discouraged when it comes to social media. That's why I didn't want anything to do with it. But now I feel that maybe that's my journey, that's how it was supposed to happen, you know. But yeah, I'm doing this because I know this is what I was called to do, you know. Teaching others, you know, healing others through my wisdom, through my experience, through my passion, you know. Because yeah, this is something that I grew to become very passionate about. At first it was rocky, because I didn't understand why I had to go through all of this. Why did they choose me? Like, why did they choose me? It just didn't make sense, because I was, you know, people that know me, even today, they're like we don't believe that this is you today, you know. Because how I used to be, like, I was like a lady, you know. I was just, for me, being a Sangoma and everything that comes with it, for me it was just I used to think that Sangomas were filthy. I used to think that they looked horrible and stuff like that. Whereas it's totally opposite. Now that I'm inside the ring, if I should call it, it's a totally different experience. I understand it much better, and I actually apologize that I actually said all those horrible things before, because I never thought that this would be me. I never thought that this would be my life today, you know. So yeah, with my journey, yo guys, so when I got into this journey, as I said in my previous video, it was in 2015, I think. Yeah, it was 2015. As I said, that I first went into initiation, where I first got initiated through insimbi emhlophe ne. I'm Xhosa, right? I'm Xhosa. My mom and dad are both Xhosa. So that's one of the things that I actually want to touch on, right? Because there's a whole lot of confusion that happens between being Xhosa and having to go through uthwasa undawo. People separate the two, and people get confused. How come that uthi ungumXhosa and then you have to go and uthwasa undawo? And they believe that amaXhosa athwasa undawo, they are just like fake. That doesn't exist, or it's just it doesn't make sense. Of which at first, or with me as well, I couldn't understand, because as I said that fine, I went in the Twasa insimbi emhlophe. So when I was busy preparing now for my homecoming, right, in Mgodu, so I got everything, but it's just many of the things that came into my mind, and one of the things that some of the things that I was shown, something just didn't add up. Because, like, no, you know, when you get to that phase of homecoming ugoduswa, right, uzofumana ichoba lakho, there's a whole lot of things that you must have been shown by now, right? I mean, I can't be going home. No one can tell me that ingomo enjani ichoba lakho. No one can tell you that isihlokolo sakho. I mean, those are things that's supposed to be coming from me, right? Because they are inside me, right? They are in my blood. So it didn't make sense why I would be told that, okay, this is imibala yensimbi that you need to get, and whereas I was shown, and but somehow I felt like being inezeleka, because all the things that I was shown, they were never taken into consideration, or it felt like elamidlozili phambene, you know, eli bhadlileyo lela lomuntu ndithwasisayo. So that's what brought a lot of confusion and a lot of uncertainty towards me going through with the process. Hence I was delaying most of the time, right? And then now, whilst I was in that whole situation, whereas I was trying to delay the process because I felt like it was not time yet, you know, or the way that it was done, it was not the way that it was supposed to be done, right? Because I also got amatongo that said that the whole process needs to be done in Eastern Cape. Remember, I was born and bred in Cape Town. Okay, we used to go and visit Queenstown. That's where I know that my family comes from, like my grandparents came from, right? And then when I started having the dreams telling me that I need to go to a lady Frey, right? And I would talk to my Tibini. And when I asked my mom didn't know. Now my grandparents are both late, and no one else knew. I had no one else to go and ask about these things. I had to go ndipahle and ask abantu abadala to show me further, because now Zoya that my mom doesn't know about, and I don't have anyone else who knows about this place, until my cousin told me that Umamaike once mentioned this. Umakazwam, that's Umakazwam, right? Umakazwam was also umdomhlope, and then she also, according to what I heard, because I think I was still a baby then, she went through the initiation process, but she didn't finish it, right? Because apparently the person that ebemthwasisa wayengekho right, and ugobela wakhe washona elwandle. So, and then she never got to finish the process of ukuthwasa kwakhe, right? And at a later stage, actually, that gave her problems. Like, it gave her problems. That's why I advise people, no matter kwenzekandoni, if that's what you need to do, try by all means and acknowledge your gifts, people, because kunzima, like, there's a whole lot that we think that we are bewitched, but we are not. It's just indaba zomsamo ziniddu kulungiswa. And I know it's scary, because abanye abantu, they think that, okay, if on your trust, then that's just the end of my life, and then and sometimes you just get amadlozi that want you to fix izinto for bona, and then they leave you to go on nobumba kuqhubekeke do whatever that it is that you were doing, you know. Ungaqhubekeki like usebenze, like in terms of like journey, yabona. So and that's what I thought it would happen to me. I thought that after I give them everything that they want, after I fix whatever it is that I'm meant to fix, then I'll be able to go on to my life, to go back to my life and live like a normal person. Little did I know that that was just a dream. This is what I'm meant to do. So yeah, but I'll get to that later. So yeah, then I was shown that, and then yena igqirha told me that, you know, you don't have to because it's gonna be a lot of things, expenses, because and whatever, and so those are extra expenses and whatever and whatnot. And then yeah, she just convinced me that I can you know, and that didn't sit well with me, because if that that I can do, but why did abantu abadala show me? And they were like they strongly said it in my dreams that awusozunyathele inkundla apha eKapa, because inkaba zokhokho bakho apho zileli khona kusendaweni enje nanje nanje. And for me to defy that felt like it was just gonna cause a lot of problems for me. So I just said yes to whatever that she was suggesting, knowing very well that I'm not gonna do that, because I'm being shown all these things for a reason. And then I was shown that isihlokolo sam lifelelengwe, right? And at that time, so that's one of the reasons why I said that let's wait a little more, so that no, you can use and there's a lot in Gambika, but fine. Whilst I was in that whole dilemma, yeah, and then what right? And I think yona that really like upside down to a point where I was called up, like my family, they were telling me that they were saying that I was crazy. And at some point I also I wanted to believe that, because I was confused. I didn't know what was happening to me, right? All of a sudden there were these spirits, I would say, because I didn't think that it was my ancestors, because I didn't understand where does idlozi elithethe Swati lidibanaphi nam, because I'm Xhosa, right? That's what I thought, right? And now all of a sudden ukuvuka lo umkhulu mayevuka uthethe Swati, and everyone is just confused, and everyone was like, you know, guys, I have like flashbacks, because I was really gone. I was really gone, because when amadlozi would bevuka, I would just be gone. I would not be there. Yes, inyama yam would be there, but mna as a person, I was just not there. So that's why when ingqondo zam zibuya, I would get flashbacks of some of the things that was happening. And apparently when when they used to come up, and then they would tell my family of what needs to happen, right? And through all that process, I got to see some very dangerous, I would say. I got to expose, in a way, some of the things out in the light, like in the ezininzi from the dark world. Remember, there's a dark world that exists that people don't know that it does. That is a very dangerous world. Witchcraft, you know, that's where all the witchcraft and everything that's dark happens. And those are people that live amongst us, that people we know, people that are our blood, you know, people that are related to us. And guys, I'm getting chills like just mentioning all these things now, because it's just taking me back to that time. And that's a time that I try very hard to forget, but it's difficult to forget, because I believe that I was shown all that I was shown for a reason. So, you know, so Yeah, so I got to see things that I'm gonna say that I was not supposed to see, and that's when the problem started for me. Now the dark world gang was after me. It was not just family, it was just people like from around where I grew up that I got to see the deeds that they do at night when others are sleeping. Yeah, so now they were after me. And then that's when I had a dream. And then in this dream, someone was telling me that I must tell to actually right? So I went through all of those things, and then the day that I was taken to Epehlweni, it was one of the difficult days of my life, even more difficult than when I had to bury my child, my firstborn. It was, I thought that it was it for me, and I had given up. I had told myself, if this is how I'm supposed to die, then so be it. So just speaking about it, yeah, but yeah. So yeah, it was very scary. It was very sad because I had to leave my family. Mntanami was I don't know if wayesemgqibile unyaka or just he had just turned a year, or was before he was even a year old, my last born. So and I had to leave my children, I had to leave my husband, I had to leave everything behind, you know, ndiye endaweni that I know because remember, I know this person, right? And at least it be better experience here before, because I didn't stay there permanently. Like, I was going on weekends, right? Now I had to go and stay in that house, you know. It felt like I was going to jail. And yeah, but even though so some of the things that transpired that day, it's things that I'm told by my cousins, you know, by my family. But okay, what happened? So ndasiwa. Oh, so this under this dark world gang, they were after me. And then apparently that day I ran like what Idlozi tells me, when something said I must run out, right? That is when they were gonna take me. Like, for family, it was gonna be like in Chaiswe Imoto, and then I died. But bona, that's when they were gonna take my soul, you know, and they so it was the day of me that was on Twebula. But my underground gang, yo, you know, na Idlozi, I respect Utiko, because that's when I got to understand God better. Remember, ndikhulele enkonzweni, but if I tell you now, ndiqale mna ukumazi uThixo when I started this journey, because I believe that God saved me, my ancestors saved me, and ndimfuni umuntu odlala ngoThixo, and ndimfuni umuntu odlala ngezihlwele, because they don't know. Yo, so as I was running, and everyone was like chasing me, after me, and my cousin tells me, yo, it was like you had springs, like you had, you know, like things that were like making you, giving you all this, like you were sprinting and no one could catch me, up until Ndaricha, where Ekoneni, there's a place that sells prime meat. And then Idlozilam told me to hold on to a chair there. And I felt like there was like a tornado, like a very strong wind that was pulling me. But Idlozilam kept on saying, hold on to this chair, don't let go. Because if you let go, then Nati, we cannot save you. We won't be able to save you. So I held on to that chair like for my life, you know, and that's when my family got to me, and then they started like pulling me. But as they were pulling me, I was like holding on to they couldn't, up until Idlozilam told me that, okay, now you can let go, because the car that was supposed to hit you has passed, right? And then Nyani Ndayeka, and then that's when Idlozi told me that, okay, you cannot go back to my mother's house, to my where I grew up, my grandparents' house, because that's where my mother stays. It's a family house. So now my bags and everything were already packed, so it was just a matter of phahla, and then they take me. So Idlozi told me that, change of plan, you're not going back in there, tell them to go and get your bags. So Nyan, I told them, they went to get my bags, and then the transport that was taking us there was arrived, and then on our way, it told me that, guys, stop, we need to pray. And I was praying, and as I was praying, you know, I kept on having flashbacks of my cousins, you know, my niece. I could see them, like they were crying, and I had pictures of my son. My son was also like, my children were like lost. They were crying. They didn't know what was happening to their mother, and I also didn't know what was happening to me. You know, I thought that I was going crazy, and I was, you know, everyone thought I was going crazy, and you know, I just thank God for my husband, because if it was someone else, I think they would have probably taken me to a mental institute or something. I don't know. But yeah, I just thank God for all those that gave me support through that difficult time of my life. And I even thank those that call me crazy, because now when they look at me today, the crazy that they call me as working out for me. So yeah, this is just very sensitive for me to speak about. So we got to a Pehlweni where I was taken, and then on the way, the journey was just very difficult. We had to stop and go, and then Idlozi would tell us, okay, don't use this road, use this road, use this way. We had to stop and pray. We had, you know, it was just like that until we got there, because there were these people from the dark world were following me. They knew where I was going, so they wanted me not to get there, because they knew if I got to the place, then it was over for them. They were not good. It was not that they wouldn't be able to do things to me, but it was going to be difficult for them, you know, to get me. And that's one of the reasons why Idlozi took me to that place, because I was so, after my homecoming, I lost a lot of weight, guys. Within 2 weeks of me being there, I was a size 26. I was so skinny. I was so skinny. And remember, when I got there, before I went, I was on Herbalife, so I was like exercising and all, but I was in my best shape of my life. I was like a size 34, 36. But within 2 weeks of being there, without using anything, without exercising, I was just a size 26. That's how traumatic my experience was. That's how traumatic my experience was. I got there, and then when I got there, my cousin tells me that when we got there, and then Idlozi la vuka as we got to the gate, and then Idlozi la memeza, and then Idlozi la masingena la chaza lathi sangena esigodlweni sika mang. I'm not gonna mention, you know, names. And apparently Ugobela wamke got very angry, because why Idlozi limbiza ngegama endaweni yakhe, right? That was the first problem. And then bathi ke Idlozi lam said to her that lo umsebenzi, this is a unique twasa olufumeneyo. This is a unique journey lifuneka uzo like lathi bangabana lo umsebenzi uzowuphathiswa awufani neminye imisebenzi that you've done, of which and fanda mayama twasa that ebewatwasisile before. My case was different. And then lathi Idlozi kuyena, if you follow, you have to follow ngalendlela thina sikutshela ngayo ne through yena ukuba ngabana how ifuneka wenze njani. And then if wenza lonto, then you will be forever blessed, and we will make sure that we bless you and izinto zakho zizowalunga. And then my Kobela being the arrogant and narcissistic person that she is, bathi ke wathukisa. First of all, wathuka wathi Idlozi wine is igama. And remember, I was not the Idlozi that was there. And then I didn't even know igama leDlozi lakhe, but Idlozi lam said sangena igodlweni sika mang. And then lamtshela ukuthi this is what needs to be done, and you need to follow ngalendlela thina sikhomisa ngale. And then that's when all hell broke loose. And then wathi yena, she will not be told by Idlozi what to do. Yena umdala, if Idlozi andizumamela yena kwakhe, then they must take me out. I must futek kwakhe, right? And then my family now, because of looking at how the situation was, and remember there was havoc that happened at Kaya, but I will do a story time. Yeah, it's that part yodwa, because I feel that it means. So when I got there, I was in a state, and then so ifamily they had to phahla bathetha nedlozi bamcela bathi mkhulu siyayazi bangabana ufuna izinto zami ngendlela yakho, but asikwazi ujika naye enje lo muntu, because ngoku siyagxothwa kule ndawo, siyacela ke unyamezele up until abe right ke, yabona, umamele ulandele into ethethwayo apha. So nyani ke idlozi ke bathi lahlala xolisa, lathi la siyaxolisa ke, and then banshiya. Okay, so before I went there, remember there was this dark people, there was abantu babendifuna left, right and center, right? Because now I'd seen izinto zabo, and now I was told that once you get to see what I saw, you don't make it out alive. Abanye abantu bayelama, abanye they just die in their sleep or whatever. Yeah, it's probably situations like that, but family. So that's why I was not supposed to make it out alive, but yeah, I am. So even though I can't say what I saw, that I'm gonna have to take to my grave, you know, for my family's sake, you know, because I would share such information with family, so that now if they know, then their lives are in danger, so I can't share that with them. So that's one thing that I will have to take to my grave, and I'm telling you, it's not easy. Carrying all those things is heavy on me. It's difficult. I get days where I break down. Yeah, but then I pull myself towards myself again, because I know that happened for a reason, and it was Lam saved me for a reason, you know. Then guess and that. So it was Lam out. Before that week, before in preparation for me going Epiphan, there was a lot of things that were revealed to me, right? And then also I was shown imiti. Remember, I was in I was shown imiti. I would have to go and do imiti, and then we and I could see my husband was like, it was like Shem, like a movie or something, a scary movie, because I could see that night he was wondering how I know all these things. Now I was confused. Like, I was also surprised, how do I know yongele miti and how to mix it and whatever. So, and then that I had to through the guidance of Idlos, telling me that, okay, mix this and this and this and this into that. My house, and then before I left, ekaya, where I grew up, right? Because that's where my baby was gonna be for the duration of this epiphany, right? Because my husband couldn't look after all 3 children, because Naibe Pangela, and it was a baby. So then I asked my cousins, my niece, to look after my baby. So and then go in Landiness Pondo, something to protect me that was on my neck. So and then after my family leaves me, now my Gobela tells me that, what is that? Ukomba like Isis Pondo. And I would tell her that no, this is something for my protection that it was showed me. And then she was like, no, you need to take that off. You don't wear things like that here. And I was confused because I didn't understand, because that was for my protection, and she saw the state that I was in when I got there, and if family told her like one. So I didn't understand what. So what I did, I took it off from my neck, and then I kept it in my bra, right in my breast. And then the first night when I went to sleep, she told me that no, you're not gonna go and sleep where I'm at to sleep, right? You're gonna sleep in my room. So then I pansy a pansy camera, and she was on the bed and I was on the floor. Yeah, and then something came, and it wanted Ispondo Sam. So I slept on the side where Ispondo is the whole night, because I felt like I needed to protect it with my life. I don't know why I felt like that. So I was sleeping on this side. Yay, and this thing was pulling me, It wanted to reach where my Ispondo is, right? It pulled me. I don't know when it stopped, but I couldn't sleep the first night. I couldn't wait for it to be like morning already. And then I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell her that because the first 3 days I was still in a very bad state. So after 3 days of me being there, then that's when I started feeling that I'm becoming myself again. And I'm telling you, those people used to come to that place every time when it reaches just after 12 midnight or 1, I would hear a bell. And then when that bell rings, I wake up. No matter how deep in sleep I was, I would wake up, and then I would see them like spiritually. They were standing outside the gate of the place, and they would call me. And then when I looked at them, I saw my mom. They were using my mom, right, to lure me. My mom was tied in chains, and then she was kneeling in front of them. Some of them were hiding their faces. They didn't want me to see them, but they were done because I already saw who they are. So they would tell me to come, and then their plan was for me to go out thinking that I'm going to save my mom, whereas they were maybe into a bula, right? And then as I would get up, and then Idlozi would tell me, no, you are not going there. That is not your mom. That is something that looks like your mom, and they are using it to lure you to them, right? To lure you outside, because now they can't get inside this house, right? Because where you are, it's a higher, you know, I didn't know that in the dark world there's hierarchies as well, but apparently where I was, hierarchy, they were there, so they couldn't, right? Because they were strong, yeah. Whatever that means. I don't want to go too deep into it, right? But I hope you guys understand what I mean, right? And that's one of the main reasons Idlozi took me there, because Idlozi wanted to initiate me ngokwalo. But because now of all the things that I saw, my life was in danger, and then my house was not protected. If I was still in my house, they would get to me, right? And then the process that I had to go through was not going to be successful, or it was going to take even longer because of all the disturbances, right? That kept on happening. So there, I was protected. So Idlozi actually because I had to be initiated by that gobela, right? Idlozi took me there because I would be protected for it to work kakuhle, right? So right, and then I think 2 weeks after I was there, and then it was Alafika, someone that I know, and then we were 2. Then that's when I started to sleep where we sleep alone, right? And it was a shame. I sometimes feel sorry for my fellow void, because some of the things that she had to experience, she saw what I was going through, right? There was a time for a whole 7 days, if not 2 weeks, that now when it was almost time that bell would ring for them to come and wake me up so that I can go outside or whatever, the feeling, how I'd explain it, it would feel like I was dying, you know? I felt like I was dying, like I would die. That's the only way I would explain it. Remember, at 3 we have to wake up Sigide, right? So now around 12 up until before the time that we can prepare ourselves at 3, so I would be dead. That's honestly speaking, that's the only way that I would explain it. I would be gone, I would be dead. And then when I come back, right, I would feel a rush coming up, right? And then that's when I would open my eyes. And then when I open my eyes, I realized, okay, I'm back. And then I would be shivering as if I was having like what do you call like an I forgot the English name, guys. English is not my mother tongue, so it comes and goes. So now it's kind of gone. So I would be going through, like it would be like I'm having a seizure, right? I would be shaking, and I would be so cold, like I was in the deep freezer. And then that's when, like, I would feel that, okay, I'm slowly coming back, I'm slowly coming back, I'm slowly coming back. And then Shem Umfowethu would have to wake up and go boil water and make tea for me. And then we would take all our blankets, even Nezaki blankets, and then she would cover me up until I become, and then that took like 30 to 45 minutes to an hour for me to be fully back to me. So that's why I said that I would die and come back. That's the only explanation I have, and I hope that someone out there who has gone through the same thing can be able to, we can be able to meet one day and be able to share our experiences, because I would love to hear others experiences that are similar to mine as well, because that's the only explanation that I have. It would be like I would die, and you know, when I would fight. And I would try and to wake up so that I born but my body wouldn't move. I would be so stiff, and then I would feel my soul coming out of my body, and then I would be gone until I come back again. So that's when Idlozi was initiating me. And amayeza that would use, Ugobela would tell us that okay, you guys namhlanje need to use imithi enje nanje nanje, iniphalaze ngemithi enje nanje nanje. And then we would go to Endumbeni and prepare amayeza ngokwethu, but then she would tell us which ones, right, to use. And then now I would just use the ones that Idlozi tells me. Idlozi would tell me, okay, use this one and this one to upalaza, and then use this one and this one to and then I would not tell my fellow sister because that's what Idlozi told me, right? So that's why I say that Idlozi took me to Ephehlweni, not for the Gobela to initiate me, but for Lorna to initiate me, because that was the safest place for me to be in, so that I can be able to go through the whole initiation process, right? Because also before Ephehlweni, I got in touch with Umkhulu Swatini, right? Because Idlozi lithethe Swati malivuka, and then when I found out months in Pasha Bana, why Idlozi called me Swati, because I'm Xhosa and I didn't understand. And like we are back from the 1800s, right? Because Idlozi when it explained now, when I was fine, and then Milimanali teacher, all the teachings, all the wisdom that it gave me. And then when I was in that process of communicating now, and then they were telling me, they were teaching me things, I would ask him why call me Swati, because he explained that no, mina like ne is ne, but that's my clan name. So now Idlozi told me that nam and then ubani, right? But again, the reason why I come to you in Iswati, because during Imfazwe Kamfetani, that was back in the 1800s, nalomkhulu wabhacela eSwatini, and then that's where he died. That's where nami, when I was shown, I had this dream, and that I dreamt about in our talk say Mbabane River, ne? But this was later on my journey. I think it was last year when I had just dreamed that I have to go to Mbabane River. And then when I woke up, I googled if this river existed. I googled Mbabane River, and then I saw, oh, it's a river that exists. It's in the middle of Eswatini, right? So that's where I have to go. And then when I asked him, why do I have to go there? And then he explained to me why, right? So because that's where he died. So yeah, and then I understood where the Swati was coming from, and then I understood that, okay, I'm not crazy after all. And like everyone was saying that I was crazy, because yeah. And then Nalomkhulu that I got in touch with just before I went to Ephehlweni helped me a lot. I think Idlozi learned because he understood the language. And the first time man khuluma naye umkhulu, he was confused. He was like he was so amazed the way that Idlozi speaks fluent Swati ngakhona. And then when I'm me, like in Teddy's Xhosa, like it's Xhosa, because I'm 100% Xhosa, right? And then so he was just so fascinated. And then Umkhulu helped me and then when some of the things that I got to was experiences while in Ephehlweni, and then some of the things that I couldn't understand, instead of asking my gobela, I would ask umkulu. I would go in somewhere in the corner on the bathroom, in the phone in, and then I would tell him that I had a dream like this, and it was like it's taking long to respond, or I can't and for a chance to pass and connect with it. And even when I was ready for Indwaso, Ukobela didn't know. And then so I told him that I had this dream and this is what happened and then Mkulu explained to me that okay, no, it was like twice a bunch, and then but there were some things as well that he couldn't explain to me because he said that it was not time, and also he couldn't a fellow Sangoma, right? Because some of the things I was shown is it's the dark side, the bad side of my ex Gobela. So Mkulu avoided a lot of those things. He said that, you know, look, I'm one Sangoma. I was taught that so some of the things I can't explain to you until now you get to a stage where you will understand yourself. And now that's one thing I'm teaching you. You can't speak bad about you can't because our journeys are different, right? And then we are different, are different, and we don't know why some people get to do what they do. We don't know their reasons, you know. So when you are not in a position to if you don't know something, or if abantu chose to live their lives in galondlela, it's their business. When it's got nothing to do with you, when you don't even have to comment, you can't, right? So, and I because most of the things that I learned is something that I still practice, and it's something that is in make me to have the respect that I have for regardless of what the situation may be. I don't, even if ati ubuya kwisangoma esithile and this, and even if I can see ukubangabana I can't say that. I can't say that no matter bangabana kwenzekani, I cannot speak bad about other zangomas. It's not my place, right? Because I know that some will speak badly about me as well when they don't get what they come for, right? So yeah, and then I said so lomkhulu wanjela ukuthi no idlozi lakho selilungele like ukukhula. So now, and then that's when I would go back to my gobela and then ndimxelele ukuthi okay, this is the dream that I had, and then it means this, because yena Shem, she was clueless when it comes to Twasisundao. But as I said, that idlozi lam, that's why we need to speak, to be able to speak to amadlozi and ask izinto singazi-understand, because I was very angry, I was very bitter. I hated amadlozi wami, I hated the process, I hated everything that has to do with ubungoma, because I didn't understand why did idlozi lami take me to a place where I wasn't gonna learn anything that has to do with ubungoma, because there azange nifundiswa matambo, ugobela bengana matambo, and she came up with the story is that wayengana matambo. And then when I was ephehweni ugobela wethu with the other mfowethu naye bekasekhona, actually amadlozi wethu, I would say ngawo, because they forced, because that was before sidla intwaso, so they knew that asikwazi udlisa intwaso umuntu ongadlanga intwaso. So she lied to us eMpumalanga and said that she was going to do something, whereas kanti she was going to uyodla intwaso, right? Uyotwaso. But nonetheless, it's fine. Wabuya eMpumalanga washiya thina, and then it was now time for intwaso yethu, and then ubabe ke lo at a later stage became ubabe ugobela wethu, because after Sisi esikotusile lona, some things were not done properly according to what lo waseMpumalanga said, and then now we had to go to Mpumalanga. Remember, in Sukek Twaseni spent a lot of money. Now I have to go to Mpumalanga again to go in fix izinto, and that's another money, and that's another time away from my family and children. So it was just, yeah. So, and then nasifika khona saguqula ke, and then wabangubabe wethu lo wayisiphathele intwaso during itwasa kwethu while we were still here. But that's another story for another day. Yeah, but all in all, guys, witchcraft does exist, right? And in most cases, izinto that don't go well through journey zethu as abantu abamhlophe, people that are gifted, it's not only sometimes because awenzanga izinto right, it's because that wena kaloku you've got this light that you have, right? And this light that you have, it distracts abantu, the dark world, right? And you know, if you are genuinely gifted like a healer, remember you're gonna heal people, and now that means you're gonna work against that dark world. So now they do everything in their power to try and block that izinto zakho zingahambi ngendlela, right? Because now the more abantu who carry this light are becoming successful journey zabo, the more bona they get ubunzima on their dark world, right? Izinto zabo zingahambi kakuhle because there's us who carry this light, yabona, who are healing people that bona ababangcolisile, right? So that is why if you are genuinely gifted, especially if you are a healer, if you go through a lot, because some of the things that also healisha down the line, people that are gonna come to you, the experiences that when you've been through, right? You know, that's how you gain wisdom, through experiences that you go. And if we are gifted, indlela yakho izoba nzima, I'm telling you, izoba nzima, but kumele unyamezele ke, because indlela ekhethelwe wena, and there's a reason why they chose you. They could have chosen anyone, but they chose you for a reason. They knew that you're going to be able to carry lo mthwalo, and you were going to be able to ubasebenzela, right? So yeah, and ke ndahlala ke up until those people stopped coming epehlweni. Surely after Ntwasayam, they thought back, yeah, I go simphunqule, so they never came back, and then I would never hear that bell. And that phase of my dying and coming back, now you stopped. I guess bese ngikhulile now, I could bese ndimdala like ngikwasedlozini, so ezinye izinto benikwazi ukuzenza, right? So up until again my homecoming, and then makufanele ngigodusisiwe. I think 3 weeks or a month before that, ngabanethongo, and then I was like running, and then when I was running in the dream, I ran into a farm. I could see the way to that farm, I could see the name of the farm, and then manifika, and then there were inkomo like ezininzi, and then they took me to this one, and then ndayibona indlela engakhona. And then that's when a voice said in my ear in the dream, mangabana le inkomo kumele uhlatshelwe yona mawugoduswa. And then I woke up on the dream, and then manjela ugobela wami, yo wathi ugobela angeke asoze, wathi asoze, wathi idlozi lakho, they are confusing you, amadlozi wakho. Ndaqala uva mna umuntu kumndawo ogoduswa ngenkomo, wathi hayi baya confuse amadlozi wakho. And nyani guys, zange ndigoduswe ngenkomo at that ngela xesha ndandigoduswa nguye, because but ke, and then after that idlozi lam zange liphinde libe right. When I had to uvusela every day, it was a struggle for me. My legs were sore, and nothing would come out of my mouth. I would just cry nje up until that week yomgoduso, and then others ke bafika abadala like igqirha like. And then this matter was samtshela, and then was like, yo ayibo washo ugobela wethu wathi xa into ungayazi you need to ask, because asifani singabantu, amadlozi abantu abafani, and so you need to follow idlozi lomuntu ngendlela elifuna ngakhona, uyayibona. So, and then it was already late, because it was that week of me my homecoming yam, so there was no way that I could come up with imali yenkomo. So wathi ke ugogo kumele phahle sishweleze edlozini, sibacela ukuthi ke kuba idate biseyibekiwe, sekwenziwe nomqombothi, sekusiliwe, then we can't go back. So mcela bamkele lo msebenzi, bamkele ibhokhwe lenizogoduswa ngayo, and then ke ngoku after that ke ngoku we will have another ceremony where uzothenga inkomo, and then yenziwe kakuhle ngendlela, uyayibona. And then yeah, that was it. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I think I'm gonna end here for the video. I hope I shared enough so that some of you out there can be able to understand when it comes, if you have like similar situations like the ones that I had gone through. And I'm still gonna go and touch on, obviously, as I said, that this is something that I feel very passionate about, and this is something that I'm still going to do, you know, as far as I feel like my mission is to heal. My mission is to spread the word out there, to share my wisdom, because I had gone through a whole lot. I'm telling you, for a short space of time, it feels like I've been doing this for a lifetime. Yeah, but okay, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you learn, and I hope you guys are blessed, and I hope you guys appreciate God in your lives. I hope you guys nihloniphe and nihlonele amadlozi wenu, because ancestors do exist. Uthixo does exist. I hope you guys learn and learn and learn from my wisdom, from my experiences. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the videos. Please guys, share, and please, I love you guys. And yeah, see you on the next one. Bye.